For decades, UFOs existed in a strange space between science and secrecy. Governments denied studying them, and many people dismissed the sightings as conspiracy theories. But recent leaks, videos, and congressional hearings suggest the truth may be far more complex. Today, officials call them unidentified aerial phenomena, a more scientific term. Yet the mystery remains the same. What exactly is flying in our skies? From Project Blue Book to hidden investigations. In 1969, the U.S. Air Force closed Project Blue Book, the government's most famous investigation into UFO sightings. The official conclusion was that the phenomenon posed no threat to national security and that most sightings could be explained by natural or human-made objects. For many people, this appeared to mark the end of official interest in UFOs. However, later revelations suggest that the government's involvement never truly stopped. Instead, investigations continued quietly under different programs and departments. For decades, these efforts remained largely unknown to the public. One of the most significant of these programs surfaced in 2017 when journalists revealed the existence of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. Funded by the U.S. Department of Defense, Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program began in 2007 with approximately $22 million in funding over 5 years. The program's goal was to examine military encounters with unidentified objects displaying unusual flight characteristics. Although the Department of Defense initially stated that AATIP ended in 2012, later reporting indicated that investigations into unexplained aerial phenomena likely continued under other initiatives. The videos that changed the conversation. Public interest in the subject intensified when the Pentagon confirmed the authenticity of several videos recorded by U.S. Navy pilots. These recordings captured unidentified objects exhibiting extraordinary flight behavior. In the footage, the objects appeared to move at high speeds, change direction abruptly, and maintain stable flight without visible wings, engines, or propulsion systems. One of the most famous examples is the so-called Tic-Tac object, named after its elongated, capsule-like shape. Pilots who witnessed these encounters described the craft as accelerating rapidly and maneuvering in ways that seemed to defy conventional aerodynamics. These reports came from experienced military aviators who were familiar with advanced aircraft and radar systems. While the Pentagon confirmed the videos were real, officials emphasized that the objects remained unidentified, not necessarily extraterrestrial. The creation of the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. As sightings continued, the U.S. government established new programs to analyze these events more systematically. In 2020, officials acknowledged the existence of the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force, which was created to coordinate investigations into aerial incidents involving military personnel. The task force gathered data from radar systems, pilot testimony, and surveillance equipment in order to determine whether these objects posed a potential threat. From a military perspective, the concern is not whether the objects are alien spacecraft, but whether they represent unknown technologies from rival nations. If another country had developed aircraft capable of such performance, it would represent a major strategic advantage. Yet analysts face a puzzling problem. No known nation appears to possess technology capable of producing the flight characteristics seen in many unidentified aerial phenomena encounters. Flight behavior that defies expectations. Reports from military pilots and radar systems describe objects capable of extraordinary maneuvers. These craft often display characteristics such as extremely high speeds without visible propulsion, instant acceleration, and sudden directional changes, the ability to hover motionless and then accelerate rapidly, flight without wings or traditional aerodynamic surfaces, movement between air and water environments. Some encounters have even suggested that these objects can operate underwater, leading to a related term, USO, or Unidentified Submerged Object. From the perspective of current aerospace engineering, these behaviors present a major puzzle. Modern aircraft rely on wings to generate lift and engines to provide thrust. Unidentified aerial phenomena sightings, however, often involve shapes, such as spheres, triangles, or capsules, that should not be capable of stable flight using conventional principles. This has led some researchers to speculate that entirely different propulsion mechanisms may be involved. The possibility of advanced materials. Another intriguing aspect of the investigation involves rumors about unusual materials recovered from unidentified craft. Some researchers claim that the government possesses fragments of metamaterials, engineered substances with properties not typically found in nature. Metamaterials are created by arranging conventional materials in highly specific microscopic structures. These designs can manipulate electromagnetic waves in unusual ways, potentially enabling technologies such as advanced sensors, stealth systems, or even experimental cloaking devices. If such materials were obtained from unidentified aerial objects, studying them could potentially lead to major technological breakthroughs. However, no definitive evidence has been publicly presented confirming that such materials originated from extraterrestrial craft. Area 51 and the legacy of Roswell. No discussion of UFO investigations would be complete without mentioning Area 51, the secretive military installation located in Nevada. Over the years, the facility has become the center of countless theories involving alien technology and recovered spacecraft. Much of the speculation stems from the Roswell incident of 1947, when debris from a mysterious crash in New Mexico was initially described as a flying disc. The military later stated that the wreckage came from a high-altitude balloon used in a classified surveillance project. Despite that explanation, Roswell remains one of the most famous UFO stories in history. Adding to the intrigue were claims made in the late 1980s by physicist Bob Lazar, who said he worked at a facility near Area 51 where he allegedly examined extraterrestrial spacecraft. Lazar claimed the craft used a propulsion system powered by an element with atomic number 115. While scientists later synthesized this element, now known as moscovium, the artificially produced version proved unstable and decayed quickly, casting doubt on Lazar's story. To this day, his claims remain controversial, with supporters and skeptics continuing to debate their credibility. A national security issue. For the Pentagon, the UFO question is ultimately a matter of national security. Any unidentified craft capable of entering restricted airspace without being detected or intercepted raises serious concerns. Military officials worry that these objects could represent surveillance technology or experimental aircraft developed by foreign powers. Even if the explanation turns out to be mundane, ignoring such incidents would be irresponsible from a defense standpoint. This is why modern unidentified aerial phenomena investigations focus less on extraterrestrial speculation and more on gathering data. Military pilots are now encouraged to report unusual sightings without fear of ridicule. Radar information, video footage, and sensor data are carefully analyzed in order to identify patterns or trends. Could unidentified aerial phenomena be extraterrestrial? The question that fascinates the public most is whether these objects could originate beyond Earth. Some scientists argue that the distances between stars make interstellar travel extremely difficult, making alien visitors unlikely. However, others point out that advanced civilizations, if they exist, might possess technologies far beyond our current understanding. One speculative theory suggests that extraterrestrial probes could be sent to distant star systems to gather information, much like humanity sends robotic spacecraft to explore other planets. These probes might operate autonomously, using artificial intelligence to study environments and transmit data back to their creators. Another possibility is that unidentified objects are simply natural atmospheric phenomena that scientists do not yet fully understand. At present, there is no confirmed evidence that any unidentified aerial phenomena is extraterrestrial in origin. Nevertheless, scientists and government officials have increasingly acknowledged that the possibility cannot be completely ruled out. A shift toward transparency. In recent years, the U.S. government has taken steps toward greater openness on the subject. Congressional hearings have been held to examine unidentified aerial phenomena encounters, and several reports summarizing military sightings have been released. These documents often conclude that many incidents remain unexplained due to limited data. At the same time, the Pentagon has created new offices dedicated to analyzing unidentified aerial and maritime phenomena. Their goal is to improve data collection and determine whether these objects represent technological threats. While much information remains classified, the shift toward transparency marks a significant change from the decades when UFO reports were dismissed outright. If you enjoyed exploring this mystery with us, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating stories about science, history, and the unexplained.